Hi dancers, it's teacher Lina. So today I'm actually going to be talking about the Paris Opera or your guide towards it. So I was just in Paris a month ago and I went with my students for experiencing the magic of the Paris Opera, and it's really like the highlight of your Paris trip. I remember my students saying this was the best day that she had. So first off, there's actually two theaters and people might get confused. That's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit more on the channel, because I also got confused when I first came to Paris before, and there are two theaters. One is the Palais Garnier, which is the Paris Opera, and the other one is the Opéra Bastille. And right now, most of the ballet shows are being done in Opéra Bastille, and then the Palais Garnier is the one where they do the tours. That's the ones you see with the beautiful marble staircase. That's the Palais Garnier, and that's the one near the center of everything, near the Louvre and everything. And then the Opéra Bastille is the more modern one. So that's where actually we watched our ballet show. That's the more modern theater, so that's where all the shows, I think, for ballet are done right now, because the Palais Garnier seems to be being renovated. And personally, when I was there a few years ago, it was still being renovated. So I'm not sure when that will be done, because the whole front facade was not there actually. So the whole time while we were there, it looked like it wasn't a theater. So my girls never knew it was a theater. And then when we were there, they said, oh, that's it. Because it doesn't look like a theater, but the whole front part is actually really beautiful if they open it up again. Because a few years back when I was there, it was open, so you could overlook like the city and the station and everything. There's just nothing like it. So I really think that if you're ever in Paris, that's like something you have to do, regardless of if you're a dancer or if you're not a dancer. And maybe the Opéra Bastille, I wouldn't go to it because it's just a modern building. It's where they do their ballet shows at the moment. So I heard it's because they're renovating, and then the stage is actually a little bit better for ballet, they were saying. And then the Opéra Garnier is really good for opera because of the acoustics. That's what they said, but I don't know. Don't take my word for it. I haven't watched an opera in the Palais Garnier yet. Maybe you guys have your own experiences you can share. Luckily, we even got to see the stage, so I got to take a video of when they were setting up the opera portion, because they were going to have a show that evening, and I was quite excited to see that. And then it's still a very beautiful theater, and their gift shop was so good. When I went there before, their gift shop was only like halfway, and then now it's like a full-on gift shop. So how do you book tickets for the Palais Garnier? So you just actually have to go to their official website, and they also do group tours. So they do group tours, and they also do just like individual tours where you could join like into a group tour. Just make sure to choose the English one if you only speak English, because I do have experiences where I accidentally book in the French because I'm rushing and I'm just clicking. So make sure you do that. What's nice is that you just have to claim the tickets by the counter. You are not able to go in without a booking. So you really do have to pre-book, and I booked maybe 2 or 3 weeks in advance. You can still book, there's always tickets, I noticed, but just be careful because they do run out, and there are limited number of people who can go in a day, because the line gets pretty long. So even if our booking, I think, was for 10:30 a.m., we had to be there by 10. So we did the 150 years tour, so because I think they're turning 150 years this year, and it was really nice. They don't do ballet shows in Palais Garnier, but they do opera shows. So Opéra Bastille was the one who was doing their 150 years Nureyev Gala of Sleeping Beauty, which was beautiful, by the way. I got to watch Guillaume, which I've been wanting to watch for so long. I've been wanting to watch him, and he was amazing. For someone so young to be so accomplished was really good, and the 4 cabrioles were amazing. For the Opéra Bastille tickets for Sleeping Beauty, that ticket was actually quite hard to get. Basically, I wanted to get tickets to this early on, but when I went through the website, it was sold out. So it was sold out, and so I messaged my friend. I said, hey, do you know anyone who can go there and buy tickets for me, because she lives in Paris? And she goes, look, you're just gonna have to go there on the day itself, which is the first tip I'll give you. You can actually buy chance tickets on the day itself from 12 noon up to the time that they open, 30 minutes before they open. They have box office open, and then you can buy the Opéra Bastille tickets there. So that's your first tip in case you did not have a ticket, because they were expensive online, and no way was I going to buy a 400 euro ticket for something that was only maybe 150 max. So the minimum spend you would have, maybe it's around 10 to 15 euros, which is the cheapest seats on the top. And then you have like the more expensive ones going down and down and down. Second is, okay, on the day before, and this is what I did because I was in my training, and while I was in my training, and I should not have done this, but I did, my friend and I really wanted to watch, so during our breaks, we would go through the website and refresh. So what you'd have to do is you'd actually have to create an account on their opera website, and then you'd see like the buy tickets now. So during the day itself, it came out as like you can purchase tickets. All of a sudden, it like pops out. It's going to be really fast because by the time you refresh, there's another ticket. It means people are actually buying these chance tickets. So I think it's more of like, let's say people weren't able to go, they book early. There's actually like a insurance that they have, so they pay for an extra insurance in case they can't go, and then they'll be able to sell it through the website. So that's what happens, I think. And then so I was doing that for all of us, and so I needed a total of like 6 tickets, and I was buying them online. Like, it's almost like a lottery. So if you guys have ever done something like this, it's kind of like buying your K-pop tickets, maybe. It's like by chance if you get them. So once you see it, you click it, and then you have to buy it. Just make sure you always open your account already. So you log in, you open your account, so that when you're clicking, it's just going straight to like the purchasing page as well. Because it's going to be hard if you choose your seats and then you still have to click everything and then you have to log in, and it's not gonna happen. You won't get your tickets anymore. So that's what happened the first time I tried, and I did not get the ticket. So the second time I tried, I was able to get first the 2 tickets, and then I got 4 tickets, and then 1 for myself. So I managed to get all 6 tickets right on time. But I would suggest, if you know that you're going to Paris, start checking already. It's just that 6 months before we even went, I already knew we were going, and tickets were already sold out already for that show. So I think you really have to book early. If you see something and you see the amount on the official website, buy it. Don't buy from the unofficial website. Personally, I almost bought it because it was 300 euros, and I was thinking 300 times 6 people is a lot of money, and that's not something I was willing to spend. So just make sure that you're prepared to buy online quickly, or you go to the box office. So if you have time, I think the box office was actually a good idea. Okay, I guess final is just, I guess my tips are more to just plan ahead. So if you guys are ever really going, first, you guys should plan ahead and book tours in advance. I do recommend tours because tours are really a good way to get to know the opera, and then they let you go around after you do your tour. And I think it's a lot funner with friends. Of course, it's nice to go alone and with your family, but it's just nice when you're with people who know what they're, like what they're looking at. So the girls had so much fun because we got to see the box, and then we got to see like the parterre boxes, and then we even got to see like the hallways. And it's nice because they were having like a treasure hunt somewhere in there. So there were kids like writing things down. And I think it's a great interactive experience if you're ever in Paris, even not as a dancer. So you guys could enjoy like the whole space and the whole experiences. And then they were explaining things about where the marbles came from and everything. So I think it's just one thing you have to always do when you're in Paris, regardless of if you've been to the opera or not. I think it's just an experience to go there each time. Because I would say again, when I went there a few years ago, to going back, I would say it still was a good experience, like a different experience. And their tour was a lot different from the one I attended last time. So I like that they do change up the information as well. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video and you guys got a few tips from the bookings and whatnot. And if you have other suggestions about the place, especially if you've been there, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Or maybe you guys could share your own experience down below in the comment section. So yeah, bye guys, thank you.